We've all been to a party and noticed that one person that everybody is gathering around. Why is that? Well, there's a pretty good chance that that person is a really good storyteller. The question is, can you develop that skill to be a better financial advisor? There's nothing worse than when somebody tries to tell a joke and messes up the punchline. Conversely, there's nothing better than a great speaker who uses great stories to illustrate their point. My minister at church talked about people who are just kind of hard to be around. All they do is talk about their problems. And he kind of put it this way. We all go through life with a backpack. And in our backpack, there are rocks. They represent our problems. And it's fine if you're carrying your own backpack. The problem begins is when you try to take one of your rocks and put it in somebody else's backpack. See, I can see the pack in my mind. I can see the rocks. I can see his point. Your story doesn't have to be long. In fact, it's probably better that it's not. But it should have certain elements. There should be enough detail to paint the picture in your listener's head, but not so much detail that they get lost or bored. You should tell your story with confidence, like you've told it 100 times. And if you haven't, you need to practice. And your story should have a big payoff at the end. My wife and I watch The Voice. One of the common critiques of singers is they peak too early. Their volume is all the way up in the middle of the song, and they've got nowhere to go at the end. I have an advisor who, in back of his desk, has a chart of the Great Recession, and you see the jagged line going all the way down to 2008 and then all the way back up again. He had a couple come into his office. He said, "How can I help you?" And the guy says, "We retired." He goes, "Congratulations, when?" And he got up from his chair, walked around the desk, followed the line all the way down to the bottom and said, "Right there." There you can see the point. He didn't have to say, "I had a 65-year-old man and a 67-year-old woman walk into my office. They had $1.2 million before the Great Recession, and now they're down to $500,000. Now you sound like a salesperson. And frankly, I'm not sitting in your circle at the party. There are so many people out there that are great speakers that you can watch and listen to and emulate. As you do, watch and listen how they tell their story. Look at the detail. Listen for how they pause and how they pace themselves through the story. And most importantly, how they give you the big payoff at the end. I encourage you to take those stories, put a little passion into them, and make them your own. I have one more story before we leave. There's this financial advisor that liked and subscribed and really benefited from this. I think you could do the same thing.